Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to do the top 10 best third-party companies and why I think so. Again, my opinion, not yours. If you guys disagree or have your own opinions, please let me know. And I would very much like to know your guys' top 10 on favorites down below as well. Again, Fans Toys is not on these lists because of the fact that I don't have any of their products. And I don't want to judge them without knowing what they put out. So, moving right into this, because I already talked about these two companies. Number 10, Warbotron. So the first release was really, really bad, but their second release was really good. I really like their Brawl. It's a really good figure, really solid designs. You know, a lot of people are saying the arms are hard, and mine were hard too when I did the review, but after I transformed it a few times, they've loosened up. I had to undo screws, and nothing's broken. So, maybe I'm just getting used to it. Maybe not, but that was the one real issue. His legs kind of split down the middle too, but I haven't kind of chance to fix that yet. But for the most part, the figure is great. Really, this figure alone makes me really look forward to what's coming from their company. Their Devastator or their Bruticus is going to be great, I think, or at least their Swindle looks awesome. So I'm really excited about getting him. And then after that, I think Vortex will be next, and then obviously Onslaught. So I'm really looking forward to it. I wish their release dates were a little bit more accurate, but I think they rushed Blast Off, and that's why he had those issues. So I'm happy waiting a little bit longer to get better quality figures, because the Brawl was definitely delayed from when it was originally supposed to come out, which was like March, I think. And it came out, what, June? Late June, early July, something like that. So, you know, yeah, it was delayed, but it was worth the delay. So, you know, when a company delays a figure and it comes out and clearly was worth the wait, then I don't care. You know, Fans Project does it, but like their Diesel really wasn't worth the wait. I'm sorry, but it wasn't. Number 9, iGear. I said they had a lot of problems with their paint schemes and their knocking off Masterpiece figures, which was really shifty. But where they do their flaws, they also give us things like Rager, which was great. I love that figure. Their Sea Spray, again, great. Love the figure. Their Cosmos would be great if the quality control issues were a little bit better. The Brawn was let's see, the iGear Seekers, the IDW design ones that I've been reviewing all the time. These guys are absolutely incredible. I love them. The Ironhide and Ratchet and the reissues of Ironhide and Ratchet at a cheaper cost without the extra guns. Genius idea of theirs. You know, that's how it's done. You know, that's how you do it right. You know, you sell the original product with all the extra stuff, and everybody buys it and everybody loves it. And then, because some people couldn't get it originally because of the cost, and some people just missed out on it in general, you make a cheaper product without the extra weapons, and everybody loves it. You know, Toy World is doing that a little bit with Hegemon, but they're releasing it at the same cost it originally was, and they're taking away a bunch of its accessories, which is kind of a shit move. But you know, whatever. We're not talking about them yet. But yeah, I think what they do right, they do really right, and their plastic quality is really good. Their figures are designed very well. So when they do it right, nobody can really compete with them, in my opinion. But they're low on the list, and they're on my top worst list because they do have stumbles. Number 8, Mech Ideas. Now here's a company which I'm pretty sure everyone's been saying that they're connected to Mastermind Creations. And if they are, great. You know, who cares? They've released they've released an upgrade kit for Jazz to turn him into a Shockwave, which, yeah, it's like, okay, there was a BotCon a couple years ago where they released a Jazz figure that you were supposed to paint into Shockwave. So it's great that they did that, but they also come with the stickers to make it even more accurate. You know, that's great. But the best thing about it is the cost. $15 for this upgrade kit. That's great cost. You know, that tops almost every other third-party company out there when it comes to an upgrade kit. But it doesn't stop there, because it also comes with a G1 accurate Megatron gun and a G1 accurate Shockwave gun, which I still want to buy the kit just for those two guns. You know, Dr. Wu has those things out, and I think they're $15 a piece. So to get $15 for the set, plus you get the Shockwave head and stickers, which, you know, you may not need. I will be getting that set just for the guns at some point, if I can. Then they also did their Apex and Gemini Top Spin Twin Twist, which those guys are amazing. Plastic quality, top notch, design really good, and just overall look compared to the G1 figures is just incredible. They absolutely knocked those guys out of the park. Then there's this company, I think it was like Mach 5, who was coming out with the Gauntlet figures. And now because Mach 5, I guess, went out of business before they could even really start, Mech Ideas is stealing, or has purchased those designs. I don't want to say steal, but because it seems all legit. They get their designs and they're releasing them. Not figures that I was going to buy, but now that they're doing them, I might buy them because they do such good work. And yeah, you can always use more wreckers, right? Number 7, Dr. Wu. Here's a guy, or company that, you know, for the most part doesn't release full figures, and it doesn't look like they're going to anytime soon. But what they do is they release guns, accurate guns. You know, they did like the null rays for the Seekers. They're a little bit more pricey, but you get pretty good quality, because as far as I've personally seen, and from what I've heard, there have been really next to no quality control issues with these things. And I have gotten a few of them, and they're just incredible. You know, and you know, they do little things like, you know, head upgrade kit, or, you know, more accurate head, or more accurate guns, or extra guns, or, you know, they had a field day with Transformers Prime because then none of them had accurate weapons. But, you know, that's what they're doing, and for that's why they're on my list, is because they are filling a void that collectors have for figures that just could have been better if they had accurate weapons. So they're filling that void, and, you know, making everybody happy. So number 6, Planet X. So far they've released 2 figures, and the third one's on pre-order now. But the first one was huge, just like huge overtaking, huge risk, and that was making the Fall of Cybertron, or War for Cybertron, Omega Supreme. That's how you make a statement. It's a figure, it looks great. I've said that many times, it looks really good. If I had the money, I'd buy it. But I'm also really happy with Year of the Snake Omega Supreme, so it's not something that's like, oh, I need that. But if I didn't have Year of the Snake, I probably would have bought it, because it looks amazing. Their swoop is amazing. The thing is just absolutely incredible. I think I ranked it a 10 out of 10, and it deserves a 10 out of 10. And then now they're doing the Fall of Cybertron Dinobots, but they're competing with everybody else, so they're probably going to start falling off the radar a little bit, which is unfortunate. But they do a really good job. I'm very impressed with them. Yeah, they hit the ground running. Number 5. Number 5, Fans Project. Now, here's a company that, for the most part, pretty much started this whole thing. Third-party market. Really made it work. The reason why they're lower on this list than they probably would have been a couple years ago is lately, when you look at them, it seems like they really think highly of themselves. They went from really, really great company down to let's wait for another company to make the Stunticons kind of thing. So at one point they were just incredible, and then they just kind of slowly have been falling down. And now that they've got their Dinobots coming out and more Headmasters coming out, hopefully they'll be able to build themselves back up to being that top-notch company. They do make good products, although sometimes they feel a little fragile, and sometimes it's a little scary getting parts on. But they were the top tier at one point, and I hope they become the top tier again. Number 4, Toy World. A lot of people will probably disagree with me on this one, but like Orion, legs from waist down, engineering is just superior than almost anybody else's. Absolutely incredible. Waist up, but they're doing some great stuff. The fact that they're doing the throttle bots and going to make them into a combiner, which they weren't originally a combiner, but so far the throttle bot I have, you can't tell that he's part of a combiner team. He's just a solo figure that is pretty solid. The Headmasters I have, great figures. They're big and bulky and chunky, and I love it. I'm really hoping I can get that Skull Cruncher soon, and I hope to keep making figures. Headmasters, and get the rest of the throttle bots out. Plastic quality is top notch. Like their hardhead. Yeah, their hardhead, I kind of wish they would have used real plastic instead of that clear plastic for the joints, and I think Hegemon suffered that same problem. So hopefully the next Hegemon won't have those, but we'll see. But they're doing really good. I have high hopes for them, and I hope they continue making good products. Let's see, number 3, TFC. Here's a company that for the longest time I was trash talking, and now they're in my top 3 list on best third-party companies. I absolutely love everything they come out with. The fact that they're interchangeable with each other, their combiners anyway, are interchangeable with each other, and also the Energon figures, which makes them interchangeable with the Fans Projects, Munitioner Explorer. It's great. I absolutely love that. So, and for the most part, their figures look pretty good. Kind of hope the rest of their Predacons are as good as Rampage was, because if they are, then I could probably overlook the Razorclaw being too big. I mean, it's still a great figure, just too big. But yeah, I mean, like their Devastator, I mean, I was so wrong about him. He just looks great, and their Superion looks good. I'm still eventually going to get all of them one at a time, but there's just so much awesome coming out now, and TFC is notorious about reissuing, so I'm not too worried about picking up old stuff that you guys have all seen 100 times on YouTube. I'm more worried about trying to get that new thing out as soon as I can. So, number 2, Mastermind Creations. Now here's one that I don't have very much from, but the one figure I do have is Six Shot, and although that one was delayed, that was incredibly well worth the delay. The figure's just incredibly out of this world awesome. Plastic quality is just, I mean, second to Hasbro, if not superior to Hasbro, to be honest. There's a figure I'm not worried about breaking. Now, you know what? The other day I dropped a can of paint on him, like one of the big cans of paint, and it bounced off of him. I had to put him back together because he kind of came out of his transformation that he was in. But I put him back together, and he's good. I mean, no damage, no stress marks, and it was like half full can of paint, but still, I mean, you know, this fell on him, and this rolled away, and he was fine. And it wasn't a very small drop. I mean, that thing came off this top shelf when I was moving something, and it fell down and just creamed him. And I mean, it would have sucked if it broke, but he didn't. So that's why Mastermind Creations is number 2. So I am going to get the Razor Claw at some point, hopefully. And we'll see how he stacks up against the other 2. And maybe they'll slowly move into the number 1 spot. But the number 1 spot, in my opinion, is Unique Toys. And this is pretty biased, but at the same time, my opinion, not yours, not fact. Remember. So Unique Toys, you know, they had some pretty big balls when they came out, because they went right into the combiner game, and they went with the biggest combiner, Predaking, and you know, a lot of people have said that, you know, they're not as good as TFC, even though we haven't seen the full TFC, and they're not as good as Mastermind Creations, even though we haven't seen the full Mastermind Creations except for Piog. That's the dog. But they put out such good, you know, they went right to the top, and they did a pretty good job with it. I absolutely love that figure. I think it was great. I hope, you know, they do more combiners. And the fact that even though that the 4 limbs were deluxe and the 1 core was ultra, the combined mode is still bigger, or as big as Hercules, which was 6 Voyagers. So they did something right in the design, and they hit the ground running, and I think it was a major contender for the best Predaking. Yeah, some of the other ones might be or, you know, might be better, but we'll wait and see. Then, you know, then it did the Sharkticons, which look incredible. I love them. Then they did the Fortress Maximus head, or not Fortress Maximus, Metroplex head, which was great. And then they did Galvatron, which, you guys know me. You know how I feel about the Galvatron, and you know how much I love that figure. And, you know, a lot of people are saying, you know, giving them shit about making the next or more screen accurate paint job of him, but honestly, when he first came out, most of us were like, you know, it looked fine until they showed us, you know, oh yeah, hey, we can tweak the paint scheme a little bit and give him an LED light as well. You know, I'm not going to give him shit for it. I probably will buy that figure and sell the original, but yeah, that thing is awesome. Then their Blaster, I'm not even a Blaster fan. I love that figure. Then they do the G2, or not G2, GoBots Psykill, which, you know, a lot of people love. I think it looks like a great figure. Psykill's not on my list of figures I need to get, but at the same time, I might pick it up because it looks like a great figure. Which now they're repainting in black, and it's not one of those pointless black repaints because the GoBots had a black version of him. So hey, that works. And then they're also doing Wreck-Gar out of that mold, which is, again, looks pretty good. Let's see here. They're doing some Legends class figures, which, yeah, I'll probably pass on those just because I'm not really big on the Legends class. I don't see a purpose to them. What else are they doing? I know they're doing something else. Let's see here. Let's see here. Galvatron, Warlords. Let's see. I don't know. I know they were doing something else. I just can't remember what it was. I'm trying to look it up on TF Source real quick here. I looked it up on Big Bad Toy Store, but they don't have anything that I haven't mentioned already. So yeah, they're doing an Ironhide and Blur Legend scale. I don't know if they're doing anything else. Thought I heard them doing something else. I mean, their Galvatron looks great, the new one. But now I'm looking at it again. It's like, yeah, he looks incredible. Nice purple, more accurate paint job. But the first one has such a more richer purple. I don't know. Maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't. But just in between the two, they both look pretty great. Maybe I'll have 2 Galvatrons on my shelves. If I ever put my shelves together. Anyway. But that's why I think they're the best company. You know, they really, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, they're not going to win the Predacon War, but, well, they bounced back from that Predacon War real quick if they lost. And I'm sorry, but of the other 2 companies making Predacons right now, hey, guys, raise your hand if you completed it yet. That's what I thought. I think TFC's the closest as of right now because Big Bad Toy Store just had Tantrum come out. So that puts them up to 4 figures. But we haven't seen any promo pictures of Dive Bomb yet, which makes me kind of worried. And Mastermind Creations is supposed to have the Rampage and Dive Bomb come out any time now, but then again, Dive Bomb was supposed to come out April of last year, so we'll not hold our breaths on that one yet. Yeah, they got their figures out. Yeah, I know they had some quality control issues at first, but now it seems like whatever they're putting out has no quality control issues, and they're just getting better and better and better as they go. They're really capitalizing on this fact that, unlike pretty much any other third-party company, they seem to be able to put out their products at a decent pace. I mean, the Sharkticons, Galvatron, and Razor Claw all came out like December, January of last year. November, December, actually. So it's like, you know, they'll tell us, oh yeah, by the way, we're making this, and it's going to be out here, and most of the time it's out there. Not very much delays. I mean, Planet X does that too, but I love that about this company. It's just the fact that they, you know, they can put out quality products. They're getting better as they go, and they do it in a timely manner, which most other companies can't seem to get a handle on that. So yeah, that's my top 10. Once I start getting the Mastermind Creations Predacons, maybe they'll be able to add unique toys out. If TFC's Predaking is better than the other 2, then maybe they'll be able to edge both of them out. Toy World keeps cranking out good stuff. You know, we'll see where they land. Fans Projects is making Dinobots now, which, you know, I'm going to try and get the Fans Toys ones if I can. Because John Lant talked me into it, to giving them a try. I figure worst case scenario I can sell slag. But I do have to agree with him. I don't agree with him on the robots modes fitting in with robot scale, but I think their dino modes fit in with the regular Autobots robot scale. So that's what I'm going for. So hopefully that'll work out. But yeah, that's my top 10 list. Again, I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Open discussion kind of deal. So let me know in the comments below. And I guess that's it. And hopefully we'll have some new figures next week. I know we got Beast Wars, Snarl, and him in this week, and along with Space Case, but hopefully we'll get some newer figures that aren't, half my age. I mean, he's no, Space Case was 20 years old. I think, how old is he? 19. And Snarl is 15 or 18. So these guys are pretty old. So hopefully we'll be seeing something that is in the weeks or months as opposed to years or decades. So yeah, anyway.